Recording from the Sunshine City, St. Petersburg, Florida, overlooking beautiful Tampa Bay, this is the Sonography Lounge, sponsored by Gulfcoast Ultrasound Institute. This podcast is dedicated to medical professionals and patients around the world interested in diagnostic and interventional ultrasound. Our podcast will discuss everything ultrasound, from news, trends, career paths, new technology, and industry updates. Hosted by Lori Green and Tricia Rio of Gulfcoast Ultrasound Institute, they bring over 4 decades of experience in the ultrasound profession and are here to guide you through this journey. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today on the Sonography Lounge, where we talk about all things ultrasound. I'm Tricia Rio, and I'm going to be co-hosting today's episode with Lori Green and Casey Green.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
All right, so today's episode is specifically for our ultrasound educators out there, so you all need to listen up. In this episode, we're going to share exciting details about our recently enhanced ultrasound educator program. We've designed this program to serve our educators and their students in a way never seen before. Lori, why don't you start us off by telling our listeners why we feel this program is so critical for ultrasound programs everywhere?
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, we love our educators, and it is our goal to assist you by providing quality, accredited educational resources, unprecedented benefits, and ongoing support for you and your students. Whether you need help with expanding your curriculum, increasing your students' skill set, or you just need resources to augment your program, Gulfcoast Ultrasound has you covered. Our educator program is exclusively designed for educators, and we offer special discounts on products, free CME processing for you, the educator, and site license on selected activities, a complimentary ebook desk copy, and free quarterly webinars for your students, and so much more.
Yeah, so much more is right. I mean, this is really exciting stuff. We know you guys, our educators, have really been faced with some huge obstacles in these past couple years. So this program is going to help you overcome those and just be better than ever. Before we dive deeper into all of our benefits of our educator program, Lori, why don't you share a little background history about Gulfcoast Ultrasound for those listeners who may not be familiar with us?
Well, hopefully all of you have heard about us, but I'm happy to go through just a brief background on Gulfcoast. We've been in business since 1985, and we are the leader in providing the highest quality education materials and courses in the diagnostic ultrasound industry. Our state-of-the-art facility is located in sunny St. Pete, Florida, and we've had over 170,000 physicians, sonographers, and other medical providers attend our programs and utilize our resources on a worldwide basis. We offer ultrasound training and registry preparation via many, many formats, such as live hands-on courses, interactive live virtual conferences, self-paced online courses, training videos, and we even do private programs for groups or individuals, and we also do custom on-site programs for groups. So whatever way you need your education, we are here and happy to help you with that. We utilize the latest in technology and innovative teaching methods to make sure our learners receive the maximum educational benefit. And the feedback from our participants speaks for itself, because we have a nearly 99.8% satisfaction rating for meeting or exceeding educational objectives from all of our learners based on our many different evaluation mechanisms that we utilize, and we really appreciate the feedback in those evaluations, because it just helps us to be better and better every year. So all of our evaluations show that our participants would recommend our products as well as our courses to their colleagues or for their students. So, Casey, you have worked with our established educators and that are participating in our program for many years. So you have a lot of background in relationships with those entities. So can you expand on some of the key benefits that this program offers for our educators and how it's impacted their programs?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So like Lori said, I've worked with you guys for many years, from SDMS, AIUM, IFSR, all over the place, over the phone, email, text messages. Some of you text message me directly, so it's been a pleasure working with everybody, and just kind of want to get all this information in one place. So any newcomers or new program directors coming in that are just like tearing their hair out looking for resources know exactly what we have to offer. It's a very robust program, and I think a lot of times it gets lost in the mix just with everything that we have to offer. So one of the things that is very unique to Gulfcoast is there is no annual fee to be an ultrasound education program member. You just join, you're part of it, and it entitles you to the benefits of being part of our education program and gets you into that community that's really going to get your students to the next level and be able to graduate with just a skill set that's far superior than some other places. Beyond that, there is no purchase requirements. So, there's many other places that have thousands of dollars in minimum requirements to be part of their programs and then obtain their discounted pricing. We are not like that. We are here to support you, the educator, your students, and really just bring this industry up all together. And the best way we can do that is just by supporting you, whether you're a small program or a large program, we're here for you. Discounts on volume purchases. So the more students you have, the bigger discounts you're gonna have along the way, whether it's through a site license or just standard discounted educator pricing on workbooks and print materials, online courses, whatever you might need. We're here to support you in your new program, new or old program. Site licenses. This is an exciting one. People don't really understand what the site license program is, and it really is it's scalable to your needs. So you have all of your students. Every one of them is going to be, it's a daunting task preparing for their registry exam. So having a mock exam available for them that's tailored directly to the most current content outlines on the ARDMS exam is huge. So our site license program enables you as a facility to have that mock exam access to all of your students. They can access both on campus, off campus. You can actually be set as a moderator, as an instructor, and track everyone's progress through there. See their logins, see their quiz scores as they're going through, see, okay, maybe this is where we need to focus more in this curriculum. I'm seeing a track record of all my students are maybe not getting one section of the content outline and they're having, more or lower scores in this area. Then let's focus a little bit more on that. Let's bring these scores up together. So it's an excellent tracking mechanism with that. You can download these scores as well and do an Excel spreadsheet as an educator. So having assign your students a little quiz. They get to do that, eases up your curriculum.
Yeah, you don't have to write it. That's huge.
Exactly. So, and the way that these mock exams are broken down is they're accessible on any device, whether computer, tablet, phone, anything internet ready. They can access in either exam mode or study mode. So the study mode, they can actually go through the entire bank of questions. If they get an incorrect answer, it immediately gives them the correct answer with references. In the exam mode, you can actually set the number of questions you want and your time limit and create however big or small of an exam that you want. It does default to a standard ARDMS outline exam quantity, which is 130 questions.
Yeah, it varies by exam, but anywhere from 130 to 170 questions.
Sure.
Some are 185.
So whether you want to do a complete simulated exam or you want to create a smaller, 10, 20 question exam, it's a great way to do that with those mock exams.
And it's nice because it helps you get down the timing. Like, people don't understand that test taking is a skill. Right. It's something that has to be practiced. And you need to know, am I working at an appropriate pace on these questions? And so a student who's never taken an exam of this caliber doesn't know that. They don't know how to find out, am I working at the appropriate pace? So practicing with the mock exam really gives them that extra, skills, practice that they need to refine it and to get it where it needs to be. So when they walk into exam day, they're not going to sit there and get stressed out about the clock, because that's what you end up doing. You keep looking at the clock and panicking, and then all of a sudden you're in panic mode, and now you can't even remember any of the content.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing to keep in mind too is that you're getting both the study mode and the exam mode in the mock exam together. You don't have to purchase a separate study mode or a separate exam mode. And there's you can take the exam multiple times without any expiration on it, where you have to go back and
Yeah, because it keeps scrambling the questions.
Right.
And can't you set it by topic as well?
Right.
So if you know that your students are struggling in one specific content area, you could have them go in and take the exam mode just in that one specific content area, and then see if what you've been doing to kind of, robustly build up on that content is actually working.
Right. And all these features that we have, a lot of them have been added from direct feedback from our educators on what would be most helpful for them and how to integrate that into your curriculum. So we listen to our educators, we listen to all of our customers and our participants, but and we utilize that feedback to enhance our products. So that we're always changing them. The mock exams, we've made a lot of enhancements to them over the years to best meet our educators' needs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I have to say, every school that I've worked with that is onboarded with these mock exams, starting from a free complimentary desk copy, if you want to evaluate yourself, just register today and we'll get you access to whatever exam you want to review. Everybody that's joined has kept using it for multiple years and multiple semesters. Like, the pricing is just on point and really, you get what you pay for in this industry. There's free resources out there that people can find and stuff, but who is overseeing that content creation?
Right.
Who's making sure that that's following the current content outlines?
Right.
And we hear it so many times. People call up and they're like, I failed my registry. Okay, what materials did you use? ABZ, like free resources, just going down the list. And it's like, you really you need to go with a company that's going to take accountability and really have your back through this process.
This is what we do.
Use everything, everything that we're going through here today, take advantage of it. Every one of your students has access to it. You have access to it. There's so much that you can use, and I think people just forget or don't know that all of it's available.
Right.
So
Right.
beyond the mock exams, we do free quarterly educator webinars. This is, it's an amazing resource. You have these topics that you would not normally have access to, specifically for members of the Ultrasound Educator program, and you can register ahead of time, and then it's available to log in for, I believe it's a week at a time.
Yeah.
A full week.
A full week.
At your own time, whether you have multiple classes running, you can log in whenever you need and review these webinars.
Yeah, and the schedule's out a year in advance, so you can certainly build your curriculum around it and do it as an assignment for your students.
Yeah.
And then have, an in-class discussion or give them a post-quiz, something afterward for you to give them points, make it an assignment. Again, taking something off of your back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And along with that too, we do complimentary desk copies for our faculty members and educators. And also we, going along the lines of different resources we have available, we have a registry review study group on Facebook that Trisha runs, and it is really taken off. And the people that all go through there, it's just amazing the feedback that we get, that how much knowledge they've gained through that. If there's confusing concepts along the way, they can ask their questions and get clarification. If it's beyond the scope of our faculty that are involved with the group, we'll find the answers out from the actual authors and experts in the industry and get them paired up to really dive in deep. I know we recently had a musculoskeletal registry review individual, and he got in touch with John Jacobson directly.
Yep. Multiple times. Yeah.
And he ended up passing his registry.
He did.
So
he did.
We have a very
now he might be teaching with us in the future. So
there you go.
Look at that.
The whole evolution of things.
Yep.
And the Facebook group is a unique offering by Gulfcoast Ultrasound. It's not something that you can find anywhere else. And why turn down, an opportunity to have, basically it's free tutoring sessions for you, and those tutoring sessions can involve being able to interact with the actual experts. So, I would say if you're not taking advantage of that with your students, they're missing out on a great opportunity.
They really are. I love moderating the group. It's been so much fun. We started it during COVID, June of 2020, right? Is that when it was? Yeah, June of 2020. So we've been going strong 3 years now, and it's just ongoing content. We base it off of our 90-day registry review, our outline of our 90-day registry review program. So we always, we have a webinar out there called the 5 Steps to Pass Your Registry Review the First Time. And in that, we outline the best plan, and that's a 90-day plan. And we go through in that webinar why. So if you want to know more, you can always go to our website and watch that webinar. But it's a 90-day program, and it starts over every 90 days. And I go through, we start out with a prep week, and then we dive into the content week by week. It follows along with the materials that the participants purchase, including our workbooks, our online courses, our flashcards, our mock exams. And we just go through and strategically, week by week, approach the content I kind of, say this week you should be studying this, and here's kind of an overview of these concepts, things I know that they're probably going to struggle with. People ask me questions, people vent, they make friends within the group. We recently had a girl who is getting ready for her vascular registry review boards, and she attended a private hands-on with us. And then during that hands-on, where we were kind of teaching her some vascular applications, I recommended she join the Facebook group, so she did. And every week she's like counting down to her test, which is coming right up, and she's so excited. She's like, this week you just knew exactly what I needed, or those tips that you gave were so helpful. I was really struggling with that one area. So it's been really fun for me just to have that interaction with people and have that feedback. Then we had another girl who was preparing for her cardiac exam. She was using our resources along with another company's resources, and the other company's resources were contradicting ours. So she posted a question on the page. This was the night before her exam. You can imagine how stressed out she was. And mind you, it was a Friday night. It was like 7 o'clock on a Friday night, and she posted this question. And within the Facebook group, I have to approve any posts that, I didn't originate. Comments fine, but posts have to be approved by me. So it came through my phone, and I was like, oh, that's a really important question. I want her to get her answer. So I approved the post. Then I reached out to our faculty for our adult echo program, because she's studying for her echo, and it's Christy Jordan, and she did the registry review program, and said, hey, Christy, I know it's late on Friday night, but is there any way you can just hop on to the Facebook group, look at this question, and respond? Absolutely. I'll do it right now. So she got on there. She looked at the question. She reinforced the concept, said, no, our materials are correct. This is the answer, and solidified that. And the next day, the girl went and took the test. That exact question was on the test, that concept. Gosh. And she was like, I know I got it right, but regardless if I got it right or wrong, I passed. And it was just that support right there. Where else are you going to go and get an answer like that immediately, Friday night, 7 o'clock at night, when you have your exam in the morning? Yeah. And she wrote, and she said, I was able to sleep well that night because I wasn't tossing and turning thinking about this. And I just can't thank you guys enough for the support. So it's stuff like that.
Right.
And then the last part of it that I love is when somebody does pass their tests and they come back and they say, I passed, and we celebrate within the group. And it's such a great feeling. It's just so much fun. Right. So I hope you guys join.
Yeah, there's a lot of different Facebook groups out there that get just ultrasound kind of even gets lost in it. They just become so political and
there's none of that
all over the place.
No, I don't allow any
this
of that.
This keeps the focus there.
Focus on the content. Yeah, there is none of that. Nope. I don't even stand for it. So don't come there to vent about anything other than your frustration with preparing for a registry review exam.
You get support, you get guidance, you get relationships that are developed with colleagues, and the help that you need to make sure you're passing the board. So.
Exactly. Like we mentioned before, look, we had a guy who reached out, had questions. I got him in contact with John, back and forth, multiple questions. He couldn't believe it. He's like, I cannot believe that I'm messaging, like having a conversation with the John Jacobson. And I'm like, well, he's the one who teaches the registry review program that you took. So of course, he's going to be in here weighing in on stuff. But we took it another level. We did a podcast with him, and now he's, a hopeful instructor with us. We're trying to integrate him into some of our future MSK courses. So, these are long-term relationships that you're building in these groups. It's great stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Casey, the Facebook group, awesome. But I think what would be helpful for our educators and students that may be listening is to maybe tell them a little bit more about some of the schools that are in our educator program and have been utilizing our resources for quite a while, and how they're actually using them and the benefits that they've experienced.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I just looked the other day, and we have over 160 programs that we work with currently, providing materials to. So there's something to be said about an organization like ours being able to support that many schools and programs along the way. Some of our most favorite that I deal with all the time is Eastwick College. They utilize our workbooks. So for those that don't understand what is actually encompassed in a workbook, and we have a lot of schools that don't take full advantage of it, and I try and reinforce it every time, but each one of our workbooks includes both the print material, an audiobook narration, and video clips to help support each of those sections. And there's quizzes associated with it as well. So all you have to do is provide us your student list, names and emails. We take it from there. We send them over. We get them all registered into a group. And then we send them over access information for their account so they can access that digital media that helps reinforce it. everybody that started doing that, now it's just automated.
Yeah.
They just send it over right away as soon
Every
as they
year.
place their purchase.
Yep.
You know, a lot of them are doing quarterly purchases, biannual purchases.
Yeah.
Some schools go through their bookstore and have the students purchase through the bookstore. Some just do it straight up and give to their students. There's some brand new smaller programs that will still work with you even if you're not doing the purchasing. We'll get your students set up to purchase direct through us. If you don't have the budget available, we will work with you on that. You can just have your students as our required materials. They can come through us, get the discount themselves, and obtain that. Beyond that, so we've got Cape Fear Community College. They've been working with us for years with mock exams. So we just went over the mock exams and how they utilize those to the fullest extent. They use them for quizzes. They use them for assignments. So, and the students go in on their own and just study before taking their exam. Bridge Valley Technical College, they're using mock exams. Western Suffolk BOCES, they're using our flashcards, mock exams, some workbooks. And then we also work with Broward College, and they do an annual virtual conference with us, and where we actually do a live registry preparation course with their students. So for both physics and cardiac.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that for several years with them, and it's worked out really well. So we're a very flexible organization. You know, whatever you see, whatever gaps you're finding in your program, if you need something filled, just ask us. We're very flexible. If there's something custom that we don't even have available, we might be able to create it and help you fill that gap with an easy turnkey solution.
Right.
Even down to online courses or our training videos, which are also site licensable, the training videos. But online courses is a turnkey application. Say you want to add in some more advanced level topics, or even just give the opportunity to your students to set themselves above the rest before they graduate. Maybe they have their student loan fund available and they might have a little bit of extra and they want to incorporate more advanced level topics, maybe pursue certification,
MSK, yeah.
MSK, a point of care certification,
Yeah.
and who knows like what they want to do. But don't deny them the opportunity to be able to obtain that.
Yeah, and that can be worked out as well, where if it's not in the budget, to incorporate that into your curriculum, to offer that introduction to another specialty application, which could potentially make the difference for them in a hiring situation, that they've at least been exposed to it, whether MSK, vascular, any cardiac, any of those additional specialties that might not be incorporated into your curriculum. We can always, like Casey said, we can set them up if they're part of our educator program. We can set them up where maybe it's an optional offering.
Exactly.
And the student has to take the initiative to want to learn an additional specialty application, or at least be introduced to it. You may not be able to offer the hands-on part of it for them, but at least going in with a strong foundation about that.
They could offer it as a bonus summer.
Yeah.
Rotation after they
Right.
complete their diagnostic program. They could offer it as a bonus summer rotation where they just do this online course. So it's all virtual. They don't even have to be on campus. And the school is the one benefiting from that.
Right.
They're offering advanced applications. They're expanding the student's skill set. They're making them more marketable, and they're becoming more profitable all at the same time. It just opens the doors to so many things that they could do with their programs to set their program apart from all the other programs that are out there.
Right, absolutely. So just let us know what your needs are, and we'll try to do our best to help you fill that gap.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And speaking of using the online courses, not only do the ultrasound programs for sonographers utilize our resources for their curriculums, but we also have many residency programs and fellowship programs that utilize our resources, either to help them initiate a new curriculum, such as maybe in family medicine, which is a growing area in ultrasound now, but also to augment existing curriculums that may be there. So we recently did a family medicine on-site program that utilized our resources to educate their family medicine residents, and they did the online course in advance that we have, our POCUS for our family medicine ultrasound online course. And then we took it a step further with them and actually went on site with them and did a hands-on workshop with them for a couple days. And now they've obtained that initial training, and they've been integrating that into their clinical practice so that they can benefit, their patients are going to benefit from being able to better manage and treat those patients in a rural community setting. So, the list goes on and on and on, but I think you get the point that, we're very flexible, and the online courses, although they may be more comprehensive, they might be a little more expensive than a single online video lecture. The benefits that both the program as well as the students or residents or fellows may obtain from that is it's huge.
Right. Yeah. And I know, Casey, when you were going through some of the benefits of our program, you mentioned the free quarterly webinars that are an exclusive benefit to our educator program members. Now, we also have, in addition to that, our free monthly webinars, which are available to anybody and everybody. And we see great attendance with those. They tend to be more advanced topics. So again, another way to integrate more advanced topics so that your students are being introduced to new skills and new concepts. And then that just, again, lets them add things to their resume and hopefully, sets them apart, makes them more marketable. So when they come to interview day for their first job, and that's super important, right? It's not just did you pass the registry, but did you get a job? That's what defines the success of an ultrasound program.
Absolutely.
So if your student can go in there and be like, oh yeah, I did this extra education and I attended these webinars and I have, didactic training in renal artery stenosis and I know how to do a celiac SMA evaluation. That's huge when you're looking at them compared to another applicant who doesn't have all of that to list on their resume. So these are things that build your students' skills and make them, just sets them apart from the competition out there.
Absolutely. You can walk in the door with a resume already initiated with a lot of, additional educational resources that you've taken part in. It makes a huge difference.
Right.
You could be neck and neck in line
exactly.
for getting a job.
It's competitive out there.
It is.
It's not you just walk in and you want to get the job that fits you.
Right.
And so you're going to do everything you can to make sure that you're the most qualified applicant.
Right.
Well, if you're all just coming out of ultrasound school, your education is the only thing that sets you apart.
Right.
So,
and we know you as the program directors and instructors want your students to be successful. And that's why we're here. That's why we have the educator program, is to help support you and your students so that your students are going to be the best of the best and get their jobs when they pass their boards and are able to successfully get a job. So,
and speaking of more marketable, another program that, I just feel like we could just sit here and go on and on and on, but a big one, another program that we have is our Student Research and Publication program. And so this was born out of our CME Vitals, which are 1 CME activities that you can do online. It's a great way for people to get their required CME in. And so we're always looking for content providers for that. So this program reaches out to our program directors and our students, and it's basically requesting that you assign your students to write a research article. Again, it's a 1 CME article, so that's 1,500 words, not a big deal. But then they turn that in, and if their their article is selected for publication through our website, we'll put it on our website for sale, and now they have that to put on their resume. They're a published author.
Right.
They've written a medical article. That's huge.
Yeah. And
That's
they get paid.
huge. And they get paid, and they get put in our newsletter.
Right.
They get put on our socials, as well as the program and the program director.
Right.
So it's great exposure for your school.
Yep, for the school and the student.
Yep.
So, as you can see, we have a lot of unique benefits that we offer to our educators, and I think this has been a great conversation, but we are going to shut up so you can sign up.
That's right. How do they do that?
So you're going to do that by going to gcus.com, just click on the Educator tab, and then you'll see Register to Join. Just click on there, sign up, and you're all ready to go. You're in. There's nothing else you have to do.
It's so easy.
No fees, nothing.
You'll be sent a
easy
welcome
peasy.
packet. It'll go over what each of the product types are and how you could use them in your facility, and you'll be set up to purchase.
Just like that.
That's it.
So get on there, gcus.com, click on the Educators tab, and register. It's free, so you have nothing to lose. Go do it.
Go do it.
All right, so we want to thank all of our listeners for being with us today. Be sure that you subscribe to the Sonography Lounge podcast and follow us on social media so you don't miss an episode. We hope you all have a great day and happy scanning.
Have a great day, everyone.
Yep, have a happy day.
Thanks for listening to the Sonography Lounge. Don't forget, if you like this episode, please subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on Instagram at Sonography Lounge and Twitter at SonographyLNG. If you have any questions, comments, or topic suggestions, feel free to send an email to us at sonographylounge@gmail.com. Have a great week and scan, scan, scan.